we've decided, instead of beginning in a book like Genesis or some other book of the Old Testament, is to begin with the Gospels and begin with Jesus himself. And the reason we do that is because we want to introduce children to the heart and soul and center of the Christian faith, and to begin there, so they get to know Jesus in all his fullness and how he's expressed and talked about in the Gospels, but to introduce children to Jesus in all his fullness from the very earliest age. And to introduce children to Jesus the way people in the first century were introduced to Jesus, which is through the stories that he told, many of which are parables, the miracles that he had performed, looking at the early part of his life, looking at the end of his life, looking at Jesus' teachings, and a big part of the curriculum is looking at the Sermon on the Mount, because that's a very important portion of the Gospels and helps us to understand a lot about who Jesus is and what he taught and how he interacted with the people, and basically what Jesus was about and how he expressed God to the people around him. We also talk about Jesus' relationship with his disciples, and what did it mean to be a disciple of Jesus, and also the opposition to Jesus. Who were those who opposed him? Why did they oppose him? What did Jesus say to them? And the point of looking at Jesus that way is to get the full flavor, again, of who Jesus was as expressed in the Gospels, and to have children get to know him that way, rather than doing an end around of talking about almost everything else and then getting to Jesus at some later point.